What's going on, guys? I'm Dan. This is Scented Waters, and today I have another review for you from the house of Alt. At least 2 fragrances. A quick review. But before we go any further, how about you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell. I already did a review on one of Alt's fragrances, which is their take on Millesime Imperial. In my opinion, for the price of 35 bucks, you couldn't beat it. It's a dope fragrance that I felt that was spot on. They sent me 2 more fragrances for free just to test out and review. And the 2 fragrances that they sent me was Agar Gold number 2, which is their take on Tom Ford Oud Wood, and also Crystal number 23, which is their take on Baccarat Rouge 540. What's my take on these 2? First up, Agar Gold number 2. Like I said, Agar Gold number 2 is their take on Tom Ford's Oud Wood. In my opinion, Tom Ford Oud Wood is one of the most wearable oud fragrances out there that honestly gets great compliments, has decent, pretty good longevity compared to the rest of the fragrances that Tom Ford has, especially for the price. All in all, this is one of the most wearable oud fragrances and compliment getting oud fragrances out there. In my opinion, if you were to compare the 2, Tom Ford's Oud Wood compared to Alt's Agar Gold number 2 side by side, you can definitely tell there's a difference. Agar Gold number 2 just smells slightly soapier, slightly. It's not like a Prada soapy, it's just a slight soapy, nothing crazy or anything like that. But if you were to separate the 2 and let's just say you have Tom Ford Oud Wood, but you just don't want to wear it that day and you're spraying Agar Gold, you would know for a fact that this is definitely a Tom Ford Oud Wood clone. Honestly, if you were to spray it in the air and you were to walk by someone, no one, in my opinion, would ever tell the difference. In my opinion, no one can tell the difference in the air, unless you are a hardcore connoisseur of fragrances. But even then, I'm pretty sure you'd have a hard time figuring out that there's a difference between the 2. When it comes to longevity, they're pretty much on par, about 6 to 7 hours for me of longevity. When it comes to compliment factor, it's pretty much Oud Wood. If you get compliments with Oud Wood and you wear this, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get the same amount of compliments with no deviation. No one's gonna really tell that you have a clone of Tom Ford. They're not gonna know it's a clone. That's how good, in my opinion, Alt fragrance copied or cloned Tom Ford Oud Wood. So that's Agar Gold number 2. When it came to Crystal number 23, their take on Baccarat Rouge 540, there's not really much to say. It's pretty much Baccarat Rouge 540. It's spot on, it lasts a long time. It has that same richness and scent, especially when you were to separate them. Obviously, when you have them side by side, there is a deviation. There is a slight deviation. I don't have the decant of Baccarat Rouge 540 with me anymore because I gave it away. But in this one, in my opinion, from my memory, it's spot on. If anybody smells this in the air, they're gonna know it's Baccarat Rouge 540. But this is an alt fragrance for a lesser amount of price, for a fraction of the price, 35 bucks. You can't beat it. I pretty much sound like a salesperson for these people, but once again, they're not paying me for anything. Agar Gold number 2 and Crystal number 23, they're spot on to me, especially for the price of 35 bucks. You can't go wrong. These fragrances, in my opinion, are for the people that have the originals and don't want to really use them as much, or for the working man that can't afford a Tom Ford or a Baccarat Rouge, or Amazing Francis Kirk John, or a niche fragrance. These are the perfect alternatives, alt, for the working man that just is on a budget but wants to smell higher class. Once again, just like I said on my last review of the Millesime Imperial version, it's sorcery or magic or whatever on how they can mimic the fragrance so well for a lesser price. In my opinion, if you were to put the Baccarat Rouge 540 label on here and the Tom Ford Oud Wood on here and spray it on your body, walk around, no one can tell that you have a clone on, in my opinion. So there you go, guys. That's my take on Alt Fragrance's take on Baccarat Rouge 540 and Tom Ford Oud Wood, Crystal number 23 and Agar Gold number 2. Let me know in the comment section, have you checked them out yet? Are you reluctant just like I was at the beginning? A few people have already messaged me and told me that they were highly surprised, just like I was, on how good these fragrances are. You're gonna smell high class for a low price. In my opinion, you can't go wrong. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell. Alt fragrances, Agar Gold number 2 and Crystal number 23. Solid clones in my opinion, but at the end of the day, still Scented Water.